Welcome to the 131st broadcast of the T-ROH show. It's your host, Keith. I got John with me.
Good morning, folks.
How you doing today, bud?
I'm doing fine.
All right. Okay. We have basically announcements and a couple of things that people need to see. Like always, there's always a story behind what you're seeing on the news. There's always a story behind what you're seeing on the internet, and there's always what they call a creeping demon in the background, right? Usually works that way. Okay, number one, we are not shutting down, nor is the United States of America in dissolution. It never was a company, corporation. It was always a country, always has been a country, and always will be a country, and it always will be a intricate part of the States of the Union, the original States of the Union. That is a rumor being passed around all through by guess who? Oh, MI6 agents running what I call the Mecca Circular, going around the country. In other words, there's always rumors going around in circles, and it happens to do with paperwork. They put paperwork out that runs you around in a circle, gets you right back to the British American Union. It happens all the time. How long have you been watching it, John? I've been seeing it since the 1900s, or yeah.
Yeah, 1900s.
Yeah, 1900s.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I've been since about 85, 90, something like that.
Okay, yeah, I've been seeing it in the 90s.
Yep.
1990s. So it's the same runaround. In other words, they give you a little paperwork, and it's, oh, claim your property here, do this declaration here, do this, this, and this. Always something missing, goes around in a circle. I call it the Mecca Circular. That's just my term for it. You're just going around in a circle all the time, and the people saying it and claiming it just would love and be a dream for them to make their nightmare go away, which is the government of the United States of America. Have a few things to show you. Hold on one second. Okay, take a look. Company Matrix Solutions Network LLC has the address and everything else. It was started in 2019. Look at the owner, please. That would be Dominion of Melchizedek LLC. A lot of people that have been bashing the T-ROH show and bashing the hosts and all that for the last month and a half owe some serious apologies. It's right there. This was off their website. We didn't do it. We didn't create it. It is theirs. We told you guys this thing was a fake. They got one hell of a website. We read the paperwork. The paperwork is not done correctly. It's horrible. And however, I think that's the front for this thing right here, called Dominion of Melchizedek LLC. There's even a little comma there. So all the stuff that people have been trashing us about, trashing our name, yelling at us, saying we're a fraud, saying we're this and saying we're that, you guys owe us an apology. But I don't think you'll ever get one. I don't think we'll ever get one, because they're just not that kind of people. So, just read it and wait. Told you guys it was a fake. Told you it was a fake. Okay, as everybody knows, the country itself is under what you call military occupation. Always has been since 1789. So we'd like to show you a notice that was put out, and want to show some people what it actually looks like, or what it is, so they can understand what's going on. Okay, here's Donald J. Trump. This is a screenshot. I am pleased to inform you that the United States of America has reached a signed agreement with Mexico. He is operating as commander-in-chief. the government, or the United States of America, and the government of the United States of America recognizes Donald J. Trump as a commander-in-chief, not as any sort of president. Last week, we said the United States and the United States of America, all these issues were resolved. Everything's there. It's sitting there. The states of the Union just sitting there, waiting to be repopulated by the with national governments, and we had to take care of some serious issues, like a major invasion going on, and some other attacks that we're going to bring out today that people need to know about. So, want to give a shout out to the Commander-in-Chief there, John. Let him know thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yes, we sure do. Appreciate everything you're doing for us.
Yeah, and he's a good man. I think he is. I'm starting to like him. Don't know about trusting him, but just starting to like him.
I wouldn't like to be in his shoes. I'll put it that way.
No, I wouldn't like to be in his shoes at all. Would not want to be because of what he's actually up against.
Yes, sir.
However, the United States and the United States of America have no issues. All these things have been solved, resolved, all issues. It's just they operate in parallel with us. However, in another part of this, he is the commander-in-chief, and this is what they call, since 1789, what they call a military occupation. So he's allowed to do stuff like this under military occupation. It has nothing to do with power of attorney. It has nothing to do with the fact that the United States of America is not a corporation. Never has been. That particular entity has been a country for a very long time. So we'd like to thank him anyways. And if you look down here below, you'll see that this entity written here was no mistake whatsoever, because it is in the middle of a sentence. And he also makes a distinction between the U.S. and down here, the United States, which is the company, okay? Coming from Mexico and into the United States. Details of the agreement will be released shortly by the State Department. Okay, so thank you very much, appreciate it. And is there anything we can do, please let us know. We will do everything, we will move on and move forward with what we're doing as far as the national governments are concerned to get this country put back together. And that's exactly what we need under the law of nations. And what they call one nation and/or, I don't want to use that term, do I? It would be one country brought together under God. And away you go. Alrighty. We got one more thing here. Very short show today, folks. Very short show. Be right back. Okay. Got this image I want to show you. And this is what the guy wrote at the bottom. We didn't write this. He says, crap in the streets and homeless everywhere, but let's waste money on this BS. So here's the San Francisco police, and look at the rainbow flag and all that fun stuff. That's would blow my mind, wouldn't it, you guys, if we saw that?
Yes, sir, it would. That has nothing to do with government right there. That's political.
Has nothing to do with local, has nothing to do with any kind of state. I mean, if you were just your average Joe on the street, you know, and you're looking at this, you're like, what the, you know,
Yep.
They would be looking for the red, white, and blue flag. Okay, they'd be looking for the company flag. But you're looking at this like, what are you guys doing? What is going on here? Now, there is something going on here, and it has really nothing to do with being gay. A little bit, not much. Okay, kind of goes hand in hand. So what we're going to please ask you to do is take 30 minutes out of your day. 30 minutes, that's all you're going to need. 30 minutes out of your day to watch one video so that you fully understand what's going on in this country with the rainbow flag and all that. Rainbow flag means something completely different. The rainbow is a covenant. It means something completely different. It's under Noah than what is being used today. Okay, but a lot of people don't know about the Noah covenant. That it was a promise to never destroy the world again or flood it by Yahweh. So what we're saying here is, let's go here, okay, and ask you to watch this movie, this little video, and we'll let it go through. We're going to show you what you think is going on is under Baal Peor, Baalpeor, and it's very specific as to what's happening. It's 33 minutes and 24 seconds long. Once you do that, you're going to understand completely what the whole LGBT thing is, what's behind it, what's going on, why the preacher in Toronto that was preaching on the streets, why he was arrested. You're going to understand what the Paris Agreement is, because they don't talk about it, what it is. You're going to understand what else was in there, John? The Paris Agreement, global warming.
Yeah, the global warming, Paris Agreement, and
Under climate change, right?
climate change. There was 4 things in it, and I can't remember the other one.
Right,
But
and
it all has to do with the same thing.
the same exact thing under Baal Peor, Baal. Some call it Baal. They'll call it Baal worship, but Baalpeor. And go looking at the history of that, and then when you do and understand what this is completely. And at first, you're watching the video. I'm just going to warn everybody. Like the first 10 minutes, you're going, "What does this have to do with this?" And oh my God, are they going to call Trump a prophet? You know, it's kind of put together like that, but that's not what's happening at all. Okay. Oh, they're going to try to say that he's fulfilling prophecy and all this other stuff. And you know, they try to do this I think every time a commander in chief gets in there, and either they start calling him, "Oh, this must be the Antichrist," okay, and then they have all these videos and everything, proving everything that they're the Antichrist. Watch those. That happens every year. It's quite funny. Every time a new commander in chief gets in there, he's always the Antichrist. But this one, okay, they're talking about biblical prophecy and when the 7 years of famine and all that is supposed to be here, which is, by the way, 2020 in June. But it has really nothing to do with that. But you really need to understand, folks. I mean, we're talking about, you really need to understand what the Paris agreement is, the climate change rhetoric that you're listening to, all of it. You really need to see this. Okay, why would police officers have rainbow patches on and rainbow stuff all over their cars? And we will put together. We'll have a link down below. Talk with the Baal Peor on there, and something you can actually do about it. But once you understand that, you're going to get what's going on in the schools. You're going to get all of it. Okay, just letting you know, and it will be your time to choose. Whose side do you want to be on? Is your time to choose. Okay, so that's that. We'll put a link to this video down below. And it's well worth sitting there for 30 minutes and watching the video. Okay, we're going to wrap it up here, but just wanted to send a message to a very few people that Romans 13 is going to be discussed this week by the temple and by the government of the United States of America. So just want to let you know. Watch the MI6 circulars, folks. There's always rumors, and there's always ways they would love to get away from the ANU. We have some really good stuff coming up later with the American National Union. and some good information that will be coming out in the near future that will help absolutely everyone in the situation they're in today. And we're going to be discussing a lot of that on the National Assembly calls and the committee calls. So getting excited about that, and things are looking up. Oh, that's right. Well, we can talk about that later. It'll be the talking about the driver's licenses coming from the government of the United States of America. We'll be talking about that on the National Assembly. And didn't we change that up, though? We changed that up already, didn't we?
I think, yes, we did.
We just moved it right over to the
ANU.
yeah, all that's over at the ANU, but the government of the United States of America is basically going to be doing away with the driver's licenses.
Yep.
And people are going to be operating under the American National ID cards. So based on contracts. So that's kind of exciting. We're putting that together, and all those that still have driver's licenses will be valid until they're expired. And so anything we say, we're not just dumping it. All right, it's still there. So and remember, if you do have one of our driver's licenses, please do not drive a vehicle that's registered within the United States. You have to drive a vehicle that's out of country. And the DMV does cooperate with that very well. So just letting you know that when you start driving a foreign vehicle, if you're going to be driving a vehicle that's registered in France, you're going to have a French driver's license. If you're leasing it, you have to have a international driver's license, but you'll have to have the driver's license from the country of origin, your country of origin, in order to have a international driver's license to operate in another country. So that's basically it, folks. You can't do that, and we get some people that have done that. There's only been about 4 or 5, and we have a lot of them out there. There's only about 4 or 5 of them that have done it, and they get the driver's license, they get excited, jump right in their car that's registered somewhere else, and expect that to work, and it's not going to work. We've said this I don't know how many times. We talk about it on committee I don't know how many times. It does not work that way. You have to have that shipped within the United States of America. It has to be imported, just as if you went to another country. Okay, so realize that we do have the process by which that happens, and just letting you know. And yes, we do have proof of it, that it actually does. It does operate that same way. All right, so I guess that's it. All right, we'll talk to you guys next week. The 131st broadcast of the T-ROH show is coming to an end. Just want to remind everybody, Yahushua, known as Jesus Christ, you can trust him. He is a man of his word. He does exactly what he says he's going to do. You can trust him, just let you know. Turn to him as quickly as possible. Remember to watch the video, Baal Peor video. Watch that video, spend 30 minutes. You're going to see the world in a whole new light. We'll see you next week.